All right, you're looking at the thumbnail, you're checking out the title. That means you already know we're checking out Johnny Cash with the song title A Boy Named Sue. All right, this was sent in via donation request. This will be my first time hearing the track, and you guys will get to see my reaction. Just make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That lets me know to continue to make content like this, and I appreciate it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the reaction.
Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to Ma and me, just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Now, I don't blame him because he run and hid, but the meanest thing that he ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue.
You name your son Sue? Okay, so what I'm getting from the track so far is it's definitely a story. I've heard one other song from Johnny Cash, and it was called, I think it was Hurt. I think that was the name of it, Hurt. And that song just threw me through a roof. It was a really, really powerful song. And I'm beginning to see that he has a trend of telling stories, which I like. So this appears to be a story that has some humor in it, and I'm feeling it so far.
Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard, my wits got keen. Roamed from town to town to hide my shame.
He's ashamed that he's named Sue.
But I made me a vow to the moon and stars. I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man that give me that awful name.
Oh, man, you can't kill your dad, man, for naming you Sue. Even though the only tough Sue that I know is Ndamukong Sue. But here we go.
Well, it was Gatlinburg in mid-July, and I'd just hit town and my throat was dry. I thought I'd stop and have myself a brew. At an old saloon on a street of mud, there at a table, dealing stud, sat the dirty, mangy dog that named me Sue.
Oh, he found his dad at Hope Out. Oh, man.
Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a worn-out picture that my mother had, and I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do?"
Yo, he got so mad that he jumped off cadence and just started screaming, "My name is Sue."
He was big and bent and gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, "My name is Sue. How do you do? Are you gonna die?"
Oh, no.
I told him. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear.
Damn.
But I busted.
Yo, this is a crazy story, man. You fighting your dad because he named you Sue, and he cut off a piece of your ear?
Hard right
Savage.
between the eyes, and he went down, but to my surprise, come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear.
Yeah.
But I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and a gouging in the mud and the blood and the beer.
It's like a Western movie.
I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile.
His dad kicks like a mule and bites like a crocodile, so apparently he's getting his ass whipped.
I heard him laugh and then I heard him cuss, and he went for his gun and I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. He said, "Son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough. And I know I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I give you that name, and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and it's that name that helped to make you strong."
Mind blown. Okay. Now that's a excuse, if any excuse, to not take care of your kid. But if you knew you wasn't going to be around, his idea is to give him a girl name, so that way he would get bullied in his childhood and it would make a man out of him, or it was going to just break him, one or the other. So that is kind of genius when you think about it in a way, though, because I know a few Courtneys and a few Kellys, these guys with these unisex girl names and whatnot, and they're some of the toughest guys I know, you know. you're not gonna beat up on Kelly, you know. So it was kind of genius. So like I said, the only Ndamukong Suh is the only man I could think of, and that's only part of his name, but that's a lineman, defensive lineman for the NFL. For those who don't know.
Yeah. He said, now you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your guts and the spit in your eye, because I'm the son of a bitch that named you Sue. Yeah, well, what could I do?
Oh my God, he's still rubbing it in.
What could I do? I got all choked up and I threw down my gun, called him a paw and he called me a son, and I come away with a different point of view.
Okay.
And I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a son, I think I'm gonna name him Bill or George, any damn thing but Sue. I still ain't gonna.
Oh man, this is like a stand-up comedy show. That was like a stand-up comedy show. That's one of the funniest songs I've ever heard. And that has a really deep lesson into it as well, because even though he knows what his dad did, made a man out of him, you know, he's like, I'm still not doing that to my kid. And in a way, you know, I grew up pretty tough. So, but my son, I spoiled my son. I know I shouldn't. I'm like, man, he's not as tough as I was when I was his age, because I had to be tough. But, you know, I'm not repeating the same behavior. I'm like, I just spoil him. I can't help it. But anyways, I went on a tangent there. I like the track. Thanks for the donation. Thanks for sending that in. I am enjoying Johnny Cash, and he tells really great stories, really good stories. Don't forget to like the video if you like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way you can stay up to date with my latest videos. You guys have an amazing, amazing day. Peace.